So just for anyone that doesn't know me, I'm Abby. I am one of the co-founders of the Fertility Circle. And for those of you that don't know much about us, we are a recently launched app to support anyone who is trying to conceive. We have lots of brilliant events like the one today, a brilliant community, and lots of great content. So if you haven't already downloaded the app, then I would definitely encourage you to head on over to the App Store or to the Play Store and just search for Fertility Circle and you will find us there. We also work with more than 40 really amazing resident experts who support our users in the app, running events and answering questions and providing content. And of course, Erin is one of our wonderful resident experts, and we're really excited she's here with us today. So a big thank you, Erin, for giving up your Saturday morning, I believe.
I'm in the morning, yep.
Yeah, to come and share it with us. Thank you. So Erin runs Fertile Hope Yoga. She has been a yoga teacher for more than 20 years, I think. Yeah, and she specializes in fertility yoga. So she really, really knows her stuff. And Fertile Hope Yoga exists to provide online programs for anyone trying to conceive, and it empowers and educates women through its various different programs that it's running. Erin's going to talk a little bit more about her programs, so I won't tell you too much about them now, but I did want to share that Erin has really kindly offered a discount on one of her programs called Ignite. So that is a 25% discount for anyone that's joined the event today. I will share the link in the chat for you, and you can also find that link in the offers section of our app if you want to grab it later. And Erin can tell you a lot more about what that brilliant program involves, but it sounds absolutely fabulous. So do go and check it out after the event. And so today, just to tell you a little bit more about what we'll be doing, Erin is going to take us through a quick kind of fertility yoga 101, just the basics of fertility yoga, and talk a little bit more about herself and the program. And then she is going to treat us to a lovely 30-minute yoga practice. So I won't hold things up any further. I've got my yoga mat ready, so I will hand over to Erin, who can kick off for us. Thanks, Erin.
Thanks, Abby. I'm really excited to be part of this Fertility Circle community. I've already enjoyed getting to know so many of you. The founders, Abby and her team are just amazing. And all of the resident experts, I'm just so enjoying, actually, Abby, you don't know this, but I'm so enjoying getting to know everyone and networking that way too. I also want to do a giveaway today to someone who is here attending and stays with us through the whole yoga practice. At the end, I'm going to do a giveaway for free enrollment at my program, and that includes a month. So that's normally my program is US dollars, $129 for enrollment. So I'd love to do that if anyone is interested in that giveaway too, just for fun. So I'm Erin. I'm the founder of Fertile Hope Yoga. I'm here in my home studio in Rochester, New York. It's nowhere near New York City. I live more near Canada, so we have lots of snow, and I've already had some. And I have been doing this work for specifically around fertility for almost 15 years now. Long story short, I found my way to this work through my own healing journey around motherhood. I am a massage therapist, a yoga teacher for over 20 years, a Reiki practitioner, a doula practitioner, pretty much anything I could get my hands on and still do to facilitate healing. I know that this is my purpose on this planet. Most of what I do, I believe I channel. I am a vessel. My work is to stay open, to receive, and to bring that light to you guys. I love working with women like yourselves because to me, you are already the best moms in the world. That desire, the deep desire that you all have, and is the seed for allowing your dream to come true. And I am here to support creating an environment internally in your body, and then helping you. I can't control external environments, but I can help you create the home inside you that will bring your baby to you. So that's what I'm here for. I have been doing this work, like I said, for 15 years. I'm one of the only people, and this is how I know this work is part of my purpose. I accidentally met Dr. Robert Kiltz, or maybe not so accidental, who owns one of the largest IVF clinics in the world. It's in New York State here. I still work there, and he noticed that when I met him, he said, "Do you know what the number one reason my patients are not getting pregnant?" I said, "I do not know." And he said, "Because they stop treatment. They stop trying because of the emotional exhaustion, from the mental exhaustion, from all of the exhaustion, the stress, the grief of everything that makes this journey so, so hard." And he said, "If I can give my patients a way to process, to to keep going, to find a way forward, that's what I want to do. I need your help." And so he brought me on board to his clinic, and I helped him start an integrative part of his clinic. So yoga for fertility, acupuncture. Now, when he did this 15 years ago, it's much more common to have some of these resources available now, and doctors are finally getting on board at bridging that and honoring that part of this process being important, just like anything else. But he was ahead of his time, and so that makes me a little bit ahead of the curve, and so I know what works. I taught in person and did this work for in person for over 10 years. And about almost 2 years ago now, I decided that to further my purpose, I needed to bring this program online. If you know me, you know I am the least likely candidate ever to have an online anything. But I found people to help me. For instance, my web developer, I don't know how I found this man. He went through IVF with his wife and poured his heart into helping me bring this to life. So it's truly like a community effort to getting this work to you. So when we have things like Fertility Circle popping up and all these things, it's just magical, because I'm so amazed how many resources are available now for all of you to move through this process that sometimes can feel impossible, and make it possible. And not only make it possible, but give you a way to maybe even find joy in the process. And depending on where you're at, that might seem like a lofty goal, or maybe even too far away to even understand what I'm saying, but I'm telling you it's possible, because I see it every day in my community. So what we do at Fertile Hope Yoga is we practice what I call yoga on and off the mat. So yoga, the Western version of yoga is, we think of it as like a fitness thing, right? The gyms did this to yoga. They took yoga and made it a fitness thing. When in truth, there's actually a yoga practice actually has 7 limbs to it. Part of the practice is our physical practice, and we use movement as medicine. But there's so much more. There's the community element, and practicing community, just like the strength in fertility communities, is magical. We support each other. We encourage each other to stay consistent with our practices. It's almost impossible to stay consistent with something without support, right? Then we have meditation. We practice gratitude as a way of connecting to our spirits. And we also are big into working through mindset stuff. So what fears are coming up, and how can we turn that around? What are our beliefs? What are we what words are churning in our head, right? All of that. How are we nourishing ourselves, right? Both physically, mentally, emotionally. So all of this we work on collectively at Fertile Hope Yoga in a program called Ignite Your Fertility. So I have one fertility program. I also have lots of free resources and programs and stuff too. But the program where we work together, oh, hi, Heather. One of my members is here. Yay, Heather. So anyways, this is what we do. I think it's the ladies that are in the community, it's like magic. They amaze me and inspire me every day. And we do that for each other and we keep each other going. How yoga works is I'm going to only talk a little bit more, but these are really important things. So like a lot of people are like, well, how does yoga help? You know, we've already talked about the emotional and mental parts of this, right? We get that part. We know we need support through the grief process. We know depression and anxiety is rampant with compounding cycles and losses. So how we keep the light inside of us burning, because it's that the brighter we can get this part of our homes open and bright, the more the stuff around us is not a thing as much anymore, right? We get to decide. We know we can heal from inside. So but then the physical part, there's something called the relaxation response. So there's 2 Harvard researchers who have led the way in mind-body medicine. That's Dr. Herbert Benson. He is like the guy who started the Mind-Body Center and started doing all the research about how when we move through something like yoga, we're shifting our nervous system from the sympathetic part of our nervous system to this parasympathetic part. And when we get into that parasympathetic part of our nervous system, when we activate that, we're moving out of the fight, flight, cortisol, norepinephrine, adrenaline, and into allowing our reproductive hormones to flourish. We're reducing our heart rate, reducing our changing our brain waves. We are allowing ourselves to, that's the rest, digest, and reproduce part of our nervous system. Then one of his members and another researcher, Ali Domar, who's incredible. You can look her up in all the studies she has done specifically around introducing mind-body medicine to women and couples who are going through fertility treatments. And what she has shown is that women are 3 times as likely to get pregnant when they incorporate mind-body medicine aspects into their cycles. Really, really powerful stuff. She's also done a lot of work around depression and fertility and how it really makes common sense, right? Like, do we need these studies? Like, if you're not feeling mentally and emotionally well, everything else is off. Our bodies are not just physical bodies. We can approach our body through our mind and make just as much physical changes in our body through our mind as making literal physical changes in our body, and then having that permeate to our mind. We are one body. We are layers in one body. Okay, so that's kind of how this works. What I have done too in my program. So what we're going to do today, I'm going to lead a practice that's safe, no matter what kind of cycle you're in, early pregnancy, trying on your own, natural, on a, IVF, on a break, doesn't matter. Everything we're going to do today, you can know is safe. Obviously, if something doesn't feel right, please don't do it. Also, in my online program, what I do is I have a library of, thanks, Amy. Yes, she's amazing. What I do online is I have a whole library of cycle-specific practices. So the cycle-specific practice, so I have like an IVF path, an IUI path, a frozen embryo transfer path, a natural path, okay? Because when we're in a group, I need to teach so that everyone's safe. But when you're on your own as an individual, what these on-demand libraries allow you to do is navigate and really unlock the potential of the yoga poses to meet exactly what you're needing mentally, physically, emotionally in any given part of your cycle. So that's what I've done. So in my program, we have ways to navigate as an individual, but then also as a group. Okay? Does anyone have any questions about that? Thank you so much, Amy, for sharing. Dr. Domar has a few books too.
Yes, do pop any questions into the thread there. I know that Joe has asked one, and perhaps we can come back to, do you want to come back to those questions at the end, Erin, and then do a practice?
Let's do them now real quick, and then we'll do the practice. Then we can do more questions too if people have them.
Great. So Joe has asked, do you do couples yoga to help with connection?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I have, sometimes we do live yoga in my program too. And for those, I invite, if people have partners, they're welcome to join. I also have a library of what I call like anytime, any cycle videos, such as like a practice like we're going to do today. And the women in the program are definitely, I tell them those are great for using with partners as well. There's a lot of components of yoga that are great for both. I'm sure I could be helping, partners more. My work centers around women. And then what I tell people though is, if you do have a male partner at home, I'm indirectly helping them too. And I only know that because what through just doing this for so long, what happens is when we have a space to go and to process, to verbally process, to move through stuff, guess what? It gives them a space to do the same. And now they don't have to be holding the space for you. And they need their own space too. They need their own space. They're going through their own stuff too. So, and they do it differently in general. This is all very general, but they tend to need that space just as much. So guess who's pushing people to come to my yoga and to go to the Zooms and go, and they're doing their own thing. So it's like opening up a pressurized can of soda, right? For a couple. When one person, because what we bring to a relationship is really about, the lighter and what your work can then lift up the whole unit. Does that make sense? Yeah. So it's indirect, but a little bit direct too. The connection, yeah. And then guess what? More intimacy, more connection when we're feeling better, when we're in our bodies, when we're more, not feeling so overwhelmed and the weight of the world. Guess what? That lends itself to intimacy and things like that too. So it's indirect, but I got the partners. All right. Anything else before we get on the mat?
I can't see anything else coming through. So if anyone has
any special, you guys, no one told me how you're feeling. Well, I got the tired.
We had a few tireds, I think.
A few tireds. Anyone else? Any special requests? Heather will tell me. Any other special requests or else we're just going to go. All right. Here we go. And then we'll do the giveaway at the end too. All right. So I'm going to put my hair up. Can you all hear me okay still? All right.
Yeah, we can hear you fine. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you. It's so nice having you help me, Abby. Normally I have to do this on my own and multitasking. Okay. So let's start on our backs. If you want to put a blanket or a pillow under your neck, just anything you have to support your neck, that's great. And we're going to start with some nice grounding, centering, and breathing. So you can bring the soles of your feet together. Allow your knees to open wide, if that's an option. You can support the outside of your legs. If you have pillows or couch cushions or whatever, that's another option. Option 3, because I don't know what you guys have at home, it is to simply be flat on the ground. And we're going to put one hand on our low abdomen and one hand in our heart. And go ahead, take a nice inhale through your nose. And let it out through your mouth. Nice audible exhales. Again, inhale through your nose. And exhale. Good. We're going to just start to tune in to feeling into our body. So see if you can connect into your body through your hands. Feeling your hands, where they're contacting your body. And sending love. Asking, like you're a friend, how are you today? What are you needing? And then listening. Honoring whatever is coming up. Knowing that whatever's here is okay. Good, nice deep breaths. We're going to switch to breathing in through the nose and out through the nose. So softening the jaw. Softening around your eyes. Across your forehead. Inviting a sense of receptivity through every pore of your skin. Imagine every pore of your skin inhaling, drinking in your breath. And exhaling, releasing. So your whole body is breathing. Waking up. So this is your time. This is your space. So we're cultivating, using our breath, a sense of openness. Stay with your breath. Feel your breath. Feel every part of your body. This is not our time for our brain. Our brain, we're going to just say, thank you. I appreciate you. Right now, this is my time. Our breath is our bridge to freedom. Okay, so we'll just do a few Ujjayi breaths. If you're not sure what that is, that's okay. Essentially, you're going to breathe in and out through the nose. And there's an audible sound like we're going to create like an oceanic wave sound. We're going to imagine the breath moving through our body like a wave and washing away, eroding any layers of tension that are here. We're human. We all have it. It all builds up. So it's an audible sound, allowing the breath to move across the back of your throat. So the sound is H-A or and you're going to pretend like you're fogging up a mirror. It's that much breath, except your mouth stays closed. So both on the inhale and the exhale. Allowing your whole torso to expand with the breath. Pausing at the top of the inhale and exhale. Contracting your muscles, squeezing out every last bit of air on the exhale, releasing. Pause and allow the inhale breath to come spontaneously. Don't force it. Pausing at the top, exhale. Soft shoulders, soft jaw, soft legs. Couple more rounds. Exhale. Good. This time at the base of your exhale. And release the Ujjayi breath. Come back to just your natural, gentle breath. Just allow it to be, no forcing. And noticing if anything has shifted for you. Especially if it's been a busy week. There's going to be a lot of tension built up, so just be gentle. Your body will unwind, it just takes time. All right, so if your knees are out to the side, you can grab in a butterfly, you can grab the outside of your thighs, help your knees to come back together. If your legs are out straight, drag your heels in to knees bent. And we're gonna, if you have a pillow under your neck, remove that. We're gonna lay flat. We're gonna bring our knees in towards our chest. And we're just gonna gently rock back and forth. We're just gonna start opening up the low back, the sacrum area. You can have your arms out to the side, palms facing up to promote a nice opening across your chest. We're going to allow the knees, tuck your knees in toward your chest and then down to the right. Exhale. You can look over your left shoulder. And nice deep breaths here. So on the exhale, moving into any sensation or tension that you're feeling. So our tendency with any sensations in our body, emotions, come back to the center, we'll switch to the other side, knees in toward the chest and down to the side. Our tendency is to avoid a move away from sensation or feelings. But to find the freedom, to get the release, to create space, to find opening, everything that you're desiring, we need to move through and go into those spaces. So it takes courage. So that's why we're doing this together. That's the power of the community, of practicing together. And if the tears come, let the tears come. My yoga mat has captured more tears over the years than probably any other space or person even in my life. All right, so now, I don't know if you have a yoga strap. Let's just do it without it. You're gonna lengthen your left leg, left toes up toward the sky, and my leg is active. Like this muscle on my left leg is working. Like I'm reaching to the wall behind, and then interlace your fingers behind your right leg. We're gonna reach that right leg up toward the sky. So we wanna work to get no bending behind the right leg. And you can invite some gentle rocking side to side, opening up the outer leg and the inner. You can roll your ankles, big circles. Amazing how much tension accumulates around the feet. Spread the toes. Good, and then bend the left knee. Grab either your big toe of the right foot with your index and middle finger, or you can grab the outside of the right foot and starting to anchor down your right knee. So I'm grounding my right shoulder blade down. My right femur bone comes almost parallel to the earth, or whatever you can do. And as I'm actively grounding my right shoulder blade down, I'm opening through the sole of my right foot and pressing that foot up toward the sky. So again, a nice deep hip opening here. Exhale. Soften your face, your jaw, your abdomen. See if you can stay connected and move into the sensation. Good. And if you can, take your index finger and middle finger around the big toe, and then we're going to bring the right leg down to the side. So you can always hold the inner groin too, like this, if this isn't accessible. Good. All right. And then we'll switch sides. So right leg, reaching, toes pointing up toward the sky. My right leg is active. Pretend like you're standing. That leg would have to be really working. Interlace your fingers behind the left thigh. No bending in the left knee. And just invite some opening for the back of the left leg. So we're going to get into the hips. You can start to bring the left leg down to either side, kind of windshield wiping with your foot. You can even close your eyes. You don't need your senses other than feeling into your body right now. Good. Bend the right knee. You're going to grab the outside of the left foot and start grounding down the left femur bone toward the earth, grounding the back of the left shoulder blade, and simultaneously pressing the sole of the left foot up toward the sky. Exhale. And then we're going to go back to being a friend with ourselves. Are you being gentle? As we start to go into some deeper poses, are you being gentle? Are you offering yourself kindness? Are you offering yourself grace and compassion? Good. And then we can grab the big toe or the inner thigh. We're just going to allow the left leg to come down to the side. Ooh, this side's tight today. And bend the knee. Both feet ground into the earth. Good, and we'll roll to the side. And we'll come up to all fours. So hands and knees. Good, so spread your fingers, press your palms. You can curl your toes under, or you can press the tops of your feet into the earth, but you want to be nice and grounded through your feet. And we're going to exhale, press into the earth. Allow your tailbone to drop down, release your neck, looking up to your belly button. Exhale. Wring out your spine. You can nod yes and no. Release your neck. And then on your inhale, you're going to reach your tailbone to the wall behind you. Start drawing your shoulder blades away from your ears, giving your neck lots of space, soft elbows as you reach and look to the wall across from you. Good. And then we're going to use the breath and just go back and forth. So exhale, rounding. Inhale, lengthening, soft elbows, shoulders roll away from your ears. Give yourself space. Good. Exhale. And one more. Inhale. Good. And one more way to open the shoulders. We're going to come to neutral spine. Keep your right hand planted and we're going to reach the left arm through. So palm facing up. Keep sitting back equally through both sit bones. And kind of twisting through the upper spine. So I'm grounding my right shoulder blade onto my spine. I'm not going to let the shoulder drop into my ear. Nice deep breath. Good, and then switch. So left palm plants into the earth, and we're going to reach the right arm through, palm facing up toward the sky. And you can press the left palm into the earth to help you get a little bit more twist through the upper spine. Imagine any tension just washing away from your body. Good. Toes curl under, come back to all fours. And we're going to exhale, bent knees, come into our first mini downward dog. So bent knees to start so that we can get the imprint in our spine, what it feels like to have a really nice long spine. Relax your neck. Nice deep breath here. Nod yes and no with your head. And then we'll drop down to the knees. Knees as wide as your mat. Big toes come together. Exhale, sit back in child's pose. Just landing here for a breath. Good. All right, back to downward dog. Actually, let's open the shoulders a little bit more. You're going to come down to your forearms. So my forearms, my palms are pressing into the earth. My forearms are parallel, and I have the space between my forearms is the width of my shoulder girdle. Okay. And then I'm equally pressing in. So my forearms are pressing in and out at the same time. Curl your toes under, and you're going to exhale, sit back again. You can keep your knees bent and then reach back. So this is a real easy way to reset your neck and shoulders. It's not necessarily easy to be here, so take a break, drop to your knees if you need to. It's just a real quick way to release tension around our neck and our shoulders. All right, good. Now back to downward dog. Hopefully it will feel more open. Yes, it does. Full downward dog. So we're going to lengthen the back of the legs one at a time. Grounding one heel, bending the opposite knee. Good. And we're going to ground through the left heel, lift the right leg. So we're going to start getting into the hips now. I'm going to start to release the hips so we can encourage nice, good blood flow to our reproductive organs. So right leg reaches up and back. Drop your right heel to your right sit bone. And we can do a little bit of a twist open. Keep reaching like you're stepping the foot on the wall. So you get that nice opening in the whole front body and the hips. Good. Exhale. Pelvis comes back to neutral. And we're going to step the right foot forward all the way in between our hands. So you can drop your left knee. If you need cushioning under your left knee, then you can either put a blanket under your left knee, or I just like to curl my mat over. You can just curl the mat over to the side to give your knee a little cushion there. Great. And then we're going to inhale, come up. So I am pressing into my feet. So I have my back foot curled under, so my toes are curled under. I am pressing so much into my feet that I could lift off the ground. Okay? And then inhale. And we're going to inhale and then just do a little, you can bring your right hand to your right knee. We're going to do a little side bend. So left arm, palm facing your left ear and just a little bit down. You feel that nice deep stretch? You get the hip flexors. Good. Back to center. We're going to do some circles here. So inhale. Two more. Reaching, pressing into your feet. Last one. Inhale. Good. Hands down to the mat. And we're going to come up into a full lunge. So press all the way back through the left foot. Good. And back to downward dog. And we'll do the other side. Good. So ground into the right heel. Lift up and back with the left leg. Drop your left heel to your left sit bone and open up through that hip. Keep activating the left foot like you want to step on the wall behind you. Good. Bring your hips back to neutral, gently coming back through the center and stepping your left foot in between your hands. Drop to your right knee. You can curl the mat over, or you can, whatever you need. And inhale, press into your feet as you lift up. Left hand comes gently to your left thigh. We're gonna, right palm faces your right ear. Inhale, get long. And then just a little side bend. Ooh. Good. Back to center. We're going to open the arms. Inhale. Reaching. And two more. Big breath. Staying in your body. Good. Back to center. Hands come down to the mat. Reach back through the right heel into a full lunge. You want your left ankle aligned under your left knee. Good. And back to downward dog. Okay, child's pose. We're going to use this child's pose to come back to connecting. to listening. So often when we start to add more movement, our brain can start to take over. So come back to your breath, come back to that connected feeling. It's good practice to learn. You can always come back to your breath. You always can choose again. You always have access to the most powerful tool, which is your breath. Good. All right. So let's come up. We're going to do a few more hip opening poses. We're going to do lizard. So we're going to step the right foot forward. If you have a block, you can use a block here. You're going to walk your right foot out to the side. So notice my hips are coming forward here. And you're going to walk your right foot out to the edge of your mat. So I'm up on my fingertips. If you have a block, you can use a block too. Good. And then I'm just going to I'm going to activate through all four corners of my right foot and just start to open up through my hip here. So I'm going to start to externally rotate, sitting back through both sit bones still. And then as much as your body allows, you can start to forward fold. So when I'm more open, I can get my forearms down to the earth. That's not important, but just to show you where you can go. Some of you may have more natural mobility. Or you stay up here. This is enough. You can curl the back toes under. If you want more energizing and lengthening, you can lift your left knee up off the earth too. Woo! That's like times 10. Wherever you're at, seeing if you can stay with your breath in your body. Good. And one more time, we're just going to pivot on the right heel and sit back. So opening through the back of the leg again. So I'm isometrically dragging my right heel towards my body. Meaning it doesn't move from point A to B, but there's an interaction happening. So there's this drawing in. I'm dragging my heel toward my core, my center. I keep my spine nice and long. Good. And we'll switch sides. Actually, let's do a downward dog. And notice the difference in your downward dog after opening the right side compared to your left side. Notice the difference. When we find freedom in our body, it translates to every other part of our mind and our life. Good. Left foot steps forward. Walk your left foot out wide to the outside of your mat. Hands come on the inside of your foot. Nice long spine. And I'm going to start to externally rotate. So I'm opening up to the outside of my left foot. I'm not sickling though, so there's no bowing. I'm not putting any stress on the outer part of the left ankle. And then I'm going to start to forward fold. Woo. So we're really wringing out the hips here. So the two most common areas of tension for women who are navigating fertility challenges are hips and heart. There's so much holding there. There's so much that has been stored. See if you can move into the sensations. Curl the back toes under. Exhale, press back through the right heel if you'd like to add another layer of opening to the pose. You don't have to. Feels good. And breathing. Good. Drop the right knee. We're gonna just sit back through our hips and lengthen the left leg. So remember, isometrically drawing the left heel towards you. Exhale, exhale, exhale. No bending in the left knee. See if you can get the whole back of the leg to open. So our hamstrings actually attached to our pelvis. Good. All right, back to downward dog. Ah, feels good. All right, now we're going to come into pigeon pose. So, if you have some support, I like doing pigeon pose with support. If you just have your mat, that's fine too. But if you do have support, if you have like a bolster, or you can roll a blanket like this, or cushions. But if you're using a support, we're going to bring the right leg in front, and we're going to allow the body to sit on the support. If you don't have support, that's okay too. We're going to bring the right leg in front. The more angle you have, so the closer your heel is to your pubic bone, the less stretch you're going to get, the easier the pose will be. And so as we bring the right foot forward, see if you can let the outer right hip draw back. Allow the front hip of the left side to come forward. So we want to kind of keep the pelvis in a neutral, working to keep the pelvis in a neutral position, which it doesn't want to because our hips are tight. Good. Drag your fingertips towards you so you can get a nice lift across your chest. You can look up. Keep pressing the top of the back foot down into the earth to help you activate. You can use your glute muscles to open. And then exhale, forward fold. If you have something to support your forehead, you can stack your fists or a block. When we rest our forehead, it's like putting a cool compress on something that's hot or inflamed in your body. So it's helping activate that, the nourishing of your nervous system, like we talked about, moving, supporting our body's nervous system to shift, forward folds, and supporting your forehead in forward folds will do it. Keep exhaling and imagining any tension dissolving. Visualize it, just moving out of your body. Letting go, surrendering. On the other side of that is light. Good. Inhale, come up. And we're going to step back to downward dog. Gently. You can ground one heel and then the other. Good. We'll come down to the forearms one more time. We'll open the shoulders. So back down to the forearms. Shoulder width apart. Press your palms. Exhale. Sit back. Knees bent. Relax your head and neck. Shake it out. You're not sure if you're still holding tension there. Keep lifting your sit bones up toward the sky. Good. All right, left leg comes forward. Pigeon pose on the left. So sometimes to release tension, we have to add tension. Right? It's like intentionally watching a sad movie to help us cry, right? Not that I want you guys to cry. My point is just that sometimes we have to, it's okay to find some intensity. It's okay to feel sensation. Good, so square your pelvis. So outer left hip draws back, front of the right hip comes forward. Drag your fingertips toward you. Press the top of your right foot in toward the earth so we can find the opening in the front. Good, and then forward fold. Support your forehead. You can stack your fists, use a block. One side will probably feel better and less than the other. This side isn't as tight for me, so I feel more comfortable. It's less intense. Could be the opposite for you. Good. Inhale, come on up. Back to downward dog. And child's pose. So knees wide, big toes come together. Exhale. Good. Come on up. You can sit with legs wide. If when you sit tall, if you're sitting on the earth and you feel like you're falling backwards, then you want to sit up a little bit higher. I mean, this feels good anyways, no matter who you are. To sit up a little bit higher, you can sit up on a blanket or a cushion, just to help us find our sit bones. So you can even bring your hands behind you and press down through your fingertips and ground down through your femur bones, your sit bones, as you lift up through the crown of your head. Good, and from there, you can either stay here if this feels like enough opening, or you can start to forward fold. Nice deep breaths. Good. Inhale, come up. And we can go into our Shavasana. You can lay flat on the earth. You can support underneath your neck. You can support, I don't know what you have at home, so you could support your knees. You can bring your knees wide again if that felt good to you. Just come into a really comfy, reclined position so you can allow all the goodness that we've created in this time together to come together. Nice deep breaths. Okay, so you can take a nice deep breath. And gently start to make your way back to a seated posture, taking as much time as you need to make that transition. All right, so palms together in front of your heart. Honor 3 things that you're grateful for in this moment. And together we'll take a final inhale breath and exhale. And together we say, Namaste. Good. All right, coming in. All right. So how are you guys doing? How do you feel?
Thank you so much, Erin. I really, really enjoyed that.
Good.
Very relaxing, and I really needed to stretch, definitely.
We all do. We all do. Good. Well, I hope you can take this sense of grounding in self and move through your day, no matter what comes, with more opening and love, and for yourself and for others. I see Abby's put the link if anyone's interested in exploring more about my program. You can also go on my website, and there's free programs on there. And then I said I'd do a giveaway. So I guess I'll just close my eyes and pick someone. I guess if you're not interested in the giveaway, then just maybe turn off your video, or no, some videos are off. I don't know. I'll just pick someone. I'll assume that you're all interested. Okay, I'm just gonna close my eyes and see what happens, because I don't know. Okay, I'm touching my screen. Yvonne, if you would like, so email support@fertilehopeyoga.com. .com. Okay, and if, oh, hang on, I just sent it to Heather. I'll send it to Yvonne. Support, I'm in the chat, support@fertilehopeyoga.com. If you'd like to join us, I'll get you all situated. All right.
Thank you so much. We really enjoyed that. If anyone has any quick questions, do let us know. I think we're happy to just stay on for a few minutes and answer them. But a big thank you, Erin, for giving up your Saturday morning, and I hope everyone enjoyed it. If you did, come on and join any of our other events. You'd be really, really welcome. And we'll hang on and see if anyone's got any questions. Thanks, Erin.
Yeah, feel free to message me privately too if you don't want to ask open, or you can always send me questions to support@Fertile Hope Yoga. I'm happy to answer individual questions too if you'd prefer, you know, going that route too. Whatever you're comfortable with.
Can I ask a question, please?
Yes. Who's talking? Holly?
It's Holly.
Okay.
I'm so glad I left my camera off. My question is, I'm really, really not flexible at all. I mean, I spent trying to do that, was it the pigeon pose? I was laughing my head off because I just couldn't do it at all. So for somebody like me who is like, has no stretching capability at all, would I still get a lot out of yoga for fertility? Is it something that I gradually get better at?
Yes. Heather, show your bolsters. You have the bolsters right next to you. Bolsters are your friend, Holly. So when I encourage, so normally in my programs, we are big into using support props for many reasons. One, because of exactly what you just said, Holly, like, you know, we're not all born flexible, constitutionally, we all have different things going on. We've all had different life experiences that, are in our bodies. So we use props. And so normally, I mean, I kind of cued it, but that's the challenge in doing like something like this, where I'm like, let's just get on our mats, because I don't know what everyone has at home, but actually mostly at Fertile Hope Yoga, we do that pose with bolsters. Also, because there's no such thing as too much support, right? And that goes for mental support, emotional support, and physical support in yoga postures. When we feel supported, we can let go. Oh, hey, Alicia, I didn't even see you up there too. How are you? So when we feel supported, we can let go. So yeah, I wouldn't, and it is good to laugh too, Holly, because I mean, we have to laugh at some point, right? It's just and we did get into some deeper hip stuff today. So Alicia and Heather know, like, we don't always do that deep of work, but I really wanted you guys to have a good shift today, to know what's possible. So that's why we went a little bit, but we go all over the board. Does that make sense, Holly?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much. I made the mistake of doing it in some quite warm pajamas as well, and I've actually got a sweater on, so that's my workout done for the day now, I think. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, and all my yoga is accessible for beginners, all shapes, all sizes. Yoga to me, even though I've been practicing so long, I actually don't find any value into going into some of the more like contorted poses. I'm like, I don't understand why at this point it's even necessary, except for risking injury. So we can get what we need out of our yoga practice by real simple postures and lots of support. So that's my perspective. But yeah, that's a good question. I'm glad you brought that up, Holly. And you definitely helped bring up one of the downsides of like, just hop on your mat and go, because yeah, so. Anything else?
I can't see anything else in the chat.
All right.
Starting to log off. So thank you again. I popped that discount code in the chat again for people. Do check out Erin in our app. She's got lots of great content on there. She'll be doing more events with us. So keep an eye out and get in touch if you've got any questions as well. Thanks so much, everyone. Really good to see you.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Thank you.